You better not be Tera Ghost. Okay, it's Tera Fire. Wait, are you Tera Blast? Oh no, don't be Tera Blast. Don't be Tera Blast. Today, we're going to be using a team created by the 2017 World Champion Ryota featuring the Paradox Pokemon and Scizor. With a lot of Flutter Mains running around, let's see if it does well. This team features the Scarlet Paradox Pokemon featuring Sandy Shocks, Brute Bonnet, and Flutter Mane. Marco can set up Tailwind and Sunny Day to activate Protosynthesis on the Paradox Pokemon to boost the high stats alongside Haze for Dundozo. That also doesn't affect the Protosynthesis changes. Fire Tauros to help give Intimidate and Will-O-Wisp support into a lot of physical attackers like Iron Hands, and Scizor with the Assault Vest can be great into Flutter Mane with Priority Bullet Punch and takes attacks from Iron Bundle decently well. If you would like to check out Ryota or the details of the team, they will be linked down below. Okay, we have the Pelipper, Houndstone, Sandy Shocks, Dreadnought, Gastrodon, and Raichu. It kind of committed Rain Team, I suppose. They have a Houndstone, which is pretty interesting. I really do like Brute Bonnet though. Brute Bonnet does a lot of work against my opponent's team, which is really nice here. Unfortunately, its Tera is not super amazing, but we can make it work. Sandy Shocks can also put in work here. I like Flutter Mane. Scizor can definitely do quite a bit. I don't know if I want to bring Murkrow. I think Murkrow's okay. It's not like super amazing, but it's definitely usable. I think I want to go... this is tricky. I do want to bring the Brute Bonnet lead, I think. I think Brute Bonnet is just super strong here as a lead. And then maybe Sandy Shocks? But the thing with Sandy Shocks is just being walled by the Pelipper immediately. Or the Raichu next to Pelipper, which I don't really like. So maybe I just not bring Sandy Shocks, or at least lead it. I think Scizor's a pretty okay lead here. I do want to try Scizor, or maybe the Flutter Mane. I actually like Flutter Mane probably a bit more. I like Flutter Mane quite a bit. And then... because I can still damage the Pelipper with like really strong attacks. I think in the back, I like Scizor. And do I want to bring the Tauros? Because Intimidate's nice. Or the Dreadnought. But it's not really good for anything else. I think it's probably Sandy Shocks. I could bring Murkrow, but I don't think I really need the Tailwind here. There's Fake Out from Raichu, which is a little bit tough. I'm just going to get really powerful Rock Slides or Liquidation coming to Murkrow's way, which I don't think is ideal. So I do want to try not bringing it if I can. I did have Sunny Day, I suppose, but I don't think I need Sunny Day to win this game. It's not necessary at all. We're going to see Sandy Shocks and Raichu. Okay, Discharge strategy right here, which that's kind of okay. We're going to see a Booster Energy immediately. Is this Speed? Yeah, it's Speed. Makes a lot of sense here. Okay. I do like the idea of Sporing right here. Sporing is really good into the Raichu to Sandy Shocks, but of course Fake Out could come out here, which I think is fine. I could also just go hard into my own Sandy Shocks. My own Sandy Shocks isn't bad here either. I guess I'll just go hard Sandy Shocks, and I kind of want to Icy Wind for speed advantage. I'm gonna go for it. If they discharge Para me immediately and double my with Flutter Mane, that's pretty annoying, but otherwise I think I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. They're not gonna Earth Power my Brute Bonnet right here. Like, I'd very not much expect that. I'm going to Icy Wind to break a Sash, get some pretty decent damage off threats with Vert Power the following turn. So Booster Energy from this Sandy Shock is going to be the special attack, and we're going to see a Discharge does come out. Not too surprising, not too surprising. Now, Raichu didn't Fake Out, which is a little bit unfortunate for me. Let's see what they decide to go for. But yeah, the Sandy Shocks doesn't do that much damage, but the Paralysis immediately. Raichu, I don't think KOs though. Flutter Mane has a really good special defense. They went for Discharge too. I don't think +1 Discharge is KOing without like a Choice Spec right here. Yeah, and they're not. I do land the Icy Wind. That's really crucial. Okay. My only problem is the Sandy Shocks is probably max speed, which I don't like here. Okay. Kind of difficult. Kind of difficult. I mean, it's a speed tie here potentially. It is a speed tie here. I would like to go for Protect, I think, with Sandy Shocks, and I think I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. Do I want a Shadow Ball or do I want Icy Wind again? I don't mind. Icy Wind doesn't get me much, though, other than speed. I think I'd rather just Shadow Ball the Sandy Shocks for damage, but we're going to see Sandy Shocks retreat, which is cool here. Okay, what's coming in? Going to be Gastrodon. All right, that makes sense. So Gastrodon going to come out. Protector Sandy Shocks. I wish I could have subbed up here, but I don't think that was really worth a speed tie here. Surf. Oh my goodness, this team has so many tricks to set it up. There's no way you KO Fluttermane though with one Surf. There's no way. I do have the Tera Electric, which doesn't help me here, unfortunately. Ah, that's a bad paralysis. Okay. That is not a good paralysis. I also don't have a grass move. I mean, Scizor can probably break through it. I do want to Earth Power to Raichu now and try to, I don't think the Raichu has Protect here now. And I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball, I think, into the Gastrodon. But yeah, those are some pretty unfortunate turns. We're going to see the Raichu retreat. Oh, is this Pelipper? Houndstone. Okay, that's not that bad, I suppose. I am going to do a lot of damage because I am +1. I don't think a double up into Gastro would... Wow, that did nothing. That's Assault Vest? That literally did nothing. Okay. Shadow Ball into the Gastrodon. Not bad damage. Muddy Water. I should live 1. Okay, I do live 1. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. I survive. So it's not a great turns just because I haven't been able to get the speed advantage, but this Brute Net can go insane right here for damage. So I am going to just protect my thing and go for the Spore here into the Gastrodon, because it should be super safe unless your safety goggles for some reason. I still like my position because I mean that Houndstone has to be a Sylvest. Like, that Earth Power did so little. I know it's only 1.3 for booster energy, but that's still insane to me that I did so little. I wonder if I Tera Electric KO. Like, should I go for the Tera Electric with Sandy? But it doesn't benefit me here. No, it doesn't benefit me. They also have a Raichu. So they switch out the Gastrodon, which is perfect, into whatever's coming in is fine. Yeah, like Sandy, that's perfect. Actually, no, this is a good spot. I could Sucker Punch the Houndstone next turn. I think. I'm pretty sure I can. Shadow Sneak into the... Okay, maybe I should just Rage Powder then. I could definitely just Rage Powder to Shadow Sneak away. There's no way your goggles, right? I don't think so. Houndstone should be faster than Brute Net, I want to say. Like, it is. Yeah, probably it is. Okay, I'm going to Earth Power, take the KO and Sandy. They also just don't have good switch to Earth Power. They have a Raichu. They have a Gastrodon in the back, so I'm not really that concerned. So I just Rage Powder here and Earth Power. Because Sandy Shocks is actually like pretty threatening. It does a lot of damage to my Scizor, so I'd rather just get rid of that Pokemon. We're going to go for a Rage Powder right here. And then next turn, I could probably like Protect Spore. They Shadow Sneak, they're not goggles. So yeah, I didn't think it would be... I'm pretty sure you're Assault Vest. Like, Earth Power going to come out into Sandy. Good knockout right there. So Sandy Shock's putting in some work. Scizor's looking pretty good because the Gastrodon's not going to get any boosts, I think, throughout this match. So there should be a Raichu here. Do I attack with Sandy Shocks? I think it's okay to let Sandy Shocks go down. Get the free switch into Scizor. Yeah, I actually really like that. Gastrodon comes out. What? I thought it'd be Raichu so you could threaten Fake Out, but this works too. Okay, gonna protect here, and I'm just gonna Spore the Gastrodon. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for this play. Tera Grass on the Gastrodon. I think that just helps my Scizor in the end game, so that works out fine. But right now, my Paradox Mons are just doing a lot of work against this combination because, yeah, no Pelipper. No Pelipper at all, which was probably the Pokemon I feared the most because Hurricane was just dishing out so much damage, but I'll gladly take these. And Brute Net is just really not threatened by Houndstone. I mean, maybe Body Press. Body Press could do a decent amount, I suppose, but I'll probably take it pretty well. Brute Net has incredible defenses. So Protect here on Play Rough coming out, okay. As you can see, I just take the damage really well, yeah. So... Shadow Sneak is a little bit weird, but I think Scizor should win this endgame. Spore and a Gastrodon. I guess the question is, do I expect him to go for Shadow Sneak here? I think you should go for Play Rough again. Because I don't know if they expect a Sucker Punch, but I'm just going to go for Earth Power here into the Gastrodon. And I'm going to Sucker Punch here. If they raid me, they raid me, but I don't even think it's bad for me because I just get in Scizor for free. And then I just do a lot of damage with the Scizor. I want to say Scizor should win this game because as long as I do enough. Yeah, they don't Shadow Seek either. Sucker Punch. That doesn't KO. Houndstone's actually bulkier than I thought. Earth Power and a Gastrodon. Good damage. Citrus Berry. Earth Power special defense drop. Nope, no berry. Play Rough into the Sandy Shocks. Okay. And then we're going to get Scizor in, and Scizor just cleans up now because I weakened my opponent's Pokemon like way too much. Okay, Gastrodon woke up. That's fine. Muddy water. Okay. Please. Okay, that could be awkward. I mean, Assault Scizor is just really good though, because Bullet Punch cleans up the Houndstone. As long as I hit my attacks, yeah, I should be fine. I'm just gonna Bullet Punch the Houndstone, and I'm gonna, I guess, close combat the Gastrodon. Yeah, I should close combat the Gastrodon because Spore doesn't get me anything. Close combat also still KOs. Well, no, wait, does Houndstone get ally switch? Even if it gets ally switch, Bullet Punch gets redirected, so it's okay into Gastrodon, and that's a fine knockout because they don't do any damage to me. Yeah, this should be pretty safe. I think the Gastrodon's not boosted. I am worried about Muddy Water accuracy drops though, because if the Raichu comes in and like boosts happen and I miss my attacks, this could get a little bit awkward. But I think Scizor can clean up. We see a Tera coming out, which, what's Tera-ing right here at low HP? Gastrodon, you better not be Tera Ghost. Okay, it's Tera Fire. Wait, are you Tera Blast? Oh no, don't be Tera Blast. Don't be Tera Blast. Don't be Tera Blast. Bullet Punch. Goodbye Houndstone. Don't be Tera Blast. Don't be Tera Blast. Don't be Tera Blast. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that could have gone so badly. That could have gone so badly. Raichu. Okay. We Tera Dragon here. Get rid of her weaknesses. And we're gonna go for a Pounce, I guess? Yeah, Pounce. Pounce is the play, I think. I just want to double check. Yeah. And then Spore the Gastrodon, I guess. If Gastrodon doesn't usually run Tera Blast, Tera Fire. Like, I know Tera Fire is a thing, but Tera Blast would have been like the only scenario that could have actually like really screwed me over there. Because I decided not to Tera because I wasn't sure if it was necessary there. But yeah, maybe I should have, looking back at it. Tera Dragon Scizor coming in clutch though. The Fake Out, which is fine. They didn't Surf, and Spore goes out into the Gastrodon. Perfect. Okay. So we should have this in a good position. I mean, it's still nowhere near over, and I mean nowhere near over. Like, if they have Encore, this could be a little bit weird, but yeah, we're gonna Pounce the Raichu, and we're gonna close combat the Gastrodon for the chip damage. We could Sucker Punch, but they could be Click and Recover, so don't think it's worth it. Surf gonna come out. Okay, I should put the Raichu in range of Bullet Punch. All right. I think we're safe. I want to say we're safe. Pounce comes out. First time I've seen that animation in the game, by the way. That's the first time I've seen Pounce's animation in the game. Okay. Close combat. We do connect. Okay. That should secure the win. Because now I can go for like any move onto the Gastrodon, pick up the knockout. Thief should KO. Well, Pounce should as well. Gastrodon wakes up. Okay, maybe it's not over yet. Maybe a bit too early. It is too early to call. It is too early to call. I don't need to Pounce. Actually, no, I don't Pounce. I Thief here because Thief is more power with the Technician. Yeah. And then we're going to go for a close combat. We just got to hit one attack in the Gastrodon. 1 out of 2. And we hit the Thief. So Scizor coming in clutch for this end game. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was like, wait. I thought it was actually cooking with the Discharge and the Surf Storm Drain Lightning Rod combination. That was actually very scary. Like, wow, I underestimate those Pokemon immensely, especially the Houndstone living the Sucker Punch. That's like, what? Broopanette has a really high attack too. It actually does some decent damage, so I was surprised, but thankfully came in clutch. Iron Hands, Volcarona, King Gambit, Fluttermane, Meowscarada, Dragonite. Okay, so some very interesting things here. We have the Iron Hands, which is a little bit scary. Meowscarada is really uncommon, so I'm surprised to see it. But there is the Volcarona, which is actually a little bit tough for the team if I don't play it right. Do I want to go Tailwind? I don't like the Tailwind mode. I don't think I like my Broopanette here. I could Tera, but I don't have like Tera Blast, so I don't think it's really worth it. I like Scizor here a lot. Scizor, maybe. Ooh, I have a lot of combinations I would really like to go for. Flutter Mane's really good, but I like it in the back, I think. Or do I? I like Scizor a lot here. I like Flutter Mane. I like Tauros, and I like the Sandy Shocks. And I think I like it in that order. Because Scizor, Bullet Punch, Dazzling Gleam threatens the Masquerada. We threaten the Flutter Mane on their side. We threaten the King Gambits. If I Tera, it's actually pretty good because Volcarona doesn't exactly appreciate the Scizor. And Dragon's not a bad typing. I just have to make sure that I don't get punished by like Sash Flutter Mane, I guess. Or if it's a defensive Tera Flutter Mane, which most of them tend to be more of an offensive Tera Fairy here, but we'll see. Gonna be the Volcarona King Gambit lead. Okay. So I do lead Scizor plus the Flutter Mane here. Which, do I want to Tera turn 1 and go for the Brick Break? Because I'm kind of tempted to. Because I'm worried about the ability for them to... I'm going to go for the Tera Dragon Brick Break here in Dazzling Gleam. I don't see like the Tera that really helps me here with like what I could really do other than this Tera. Tera Fairy, I guess, for decent damage. But yeah, I just don't see it. I just go for I could go for Icy Wind Brick Break, especially if they don't expect it. But I don't know if that even KOs. King Gambit's just so bulky. So I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam and Brick Break. I don't think they're Rage Powdering turn 1. I really don't. I'd expect the Volcarona to either Quiver Dance set up or attack here. Maybe they Wisp my Scizor, but I don't know. I have no idea what kind of Volcarona this is. I'd imagine it's offensive with Quiver Dance. Dazzling Gleam, okay. No redirection. Beautiful. Heat Wave, yeah, that makes sense. Just straight for damage, which is perfect. Nice, I'm able to get the Brick Break off into the King Gambit, and goodbye King Gambit. That's a pretty big Pokemon to get rid of. No Sucker Punch endgame, which is really strong here. My Scizor is looking fantastic right now. Let's see. Is it Flutter Mane? Because Heat Wave should... I want to say Heat Wave usually means it's going to be like a Quiver Dance. Overheat is the common set on the Volcarona if it's the support variant. So I'm not really as concerned about Volcarona as much right now. Just gotta watch out for it, I suppose. We're gonna see Masquerada. Okay. A little bit surprised on that one here. Sucker Punch does not KO this either. I think Tauros is a very safe switch, and I think I just go for the Pounce here into the Volcarona. And I like that a lot. It covers a lot of plays that they could go for. Maybe they go for a knockoff here into Scizor, but I don't think that's too big of a deal because they just don't threaten the KO right now. Get this Intimidate off into the Masquerada as well as the Volcarona, just putting on a lot of pressure now. They protect too, yeah, because they're threatened by Dazzling Gleam plus like Bullet Punch. So I didn't understand why Masquerada really came in. Heat Wave gonna come out. Okay. I know I am risking the Flame Body, but I'm willing to risk it here. Hey, get the speed drop, which is nice. So Tauros always outspeeds. It is support, actually. It's Rocky Helmet. Okay. Doesn't really change anything for me. I just go for the Pounce into the Masquerada slot. I don't have to worry about like... Yeah, I just go for the Pounce in the Masquerada slot. And I go for a Raging Bull, I suppose, into the... I guess the Volcarona, because I need damage on the Volcarona. They Rage Powder, which is fine here. Okay. Because Masquerada, again, it's not doing that much. Like Flower Trick, sure. Knockoff is fine. Yeah. Because I'm able to tank that. I also tank another attack, which is nice. Raging Bull into the... Volcarona doesn't do as much as I would have liked, but still enough. Pounce into the Volcarona. Not a KO, but still pretty good. Another speed drop. Rocky Helmet once again. All right. I guess I just Bullet Punch here, the Masquerada, and I'm going to Raging Bull once again into the... Yeah, I just Bullet Punch and Raging Bull. I guess I have to watch out for Flutter Mane endgame now, because I did weaken my Scizor, and I will probably like lose my Scizor here, but... I guess Flutter Mane probably doesn't pick up knockouts, I'm assuming. Or it might come down to like some kind of speed tie. I probably maybe should have saved Scizor so I have one hit on the Flutter Mane. This should be a Rage Powder here. But the thing is, Masquerada goes down if they attack here this turn, right? And if they... Or it's Focus Sash on that. If it's Focus Sash on Masquerada, I definitely should have saved Scizor. Bullet Punch. Yeah. Maybe I should have just pounced here, but they probably targeted down my Scizor because they know I'm a Assault Vest and they knew I couldn't protect. A little bit tricky. All right, goodbye the Scizor. Can get a little bit tricky, I suppose. Knockoff gonna come out into the Tauros. Okay. There in my cover cloak. Here comes a Raging Bull. Oh, did I really mess up this end game? It is Focus Sash. Okay. I think that was bad for me. I really should have. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad for me. I go into Flutter here. Oh, Dragonite's in the back. Okay, that actually makes it so much easier. That makes it so much easier. If it was Flutter. But I don't know. I guess Flutter's not like super amazing against my team. Because I have Tailwind, I had my own Scizor. So Dragonite makes a lot of sense as an endgame cleanup, but that also explains why they didn't Tera. So I protect here. I go for a Wisp. I think I go for a Wisp. Yeah, I go for a Wisp. Because they have to extreme speed my Tauros right here. But the thing is, the Meowscarada is just directed by a Dazzling Gleam, so you might want to also get rid of the Flutter Mane. It's kind of a weird spot. It depends on who they really want to target. I don't think the Meowscarada... I mean, Sucker Punch is not KOing my Flutter Mane now because I also got the Intimidate off earlier into Meowscarada. We do see a Tera here, so it's going to be the Tera Dragonite, I suppose. Unless you're Tera Dark Meowscarada, but yeah, we're going to see the Tera Dragonite. Okay. Ooh, endgame? This is a pretty close endgame. It depends heavily on the Dragonite set too. So let's see if they get the E-Speed right first, because I'm expecting Meowscarada to protect, which I hope is the case here. Yep, okay. Nice. But if they did target my Tauros, I wish I didn't. But this is probably into Tauros. No, they let me get the Wisp off. I mean, that's game winning. Yeah, that's game winning. They definitely targeted the Flutter Mane, yeah. Because like, they could have KO'd my Tauros with the Flower Trick. Oh, it's Lumberry. That makes more sense. Okay. Earthquake? No, Ice Spinner. Oh, that's so good for me. That's so good for me. Okay. Because now I could just Dazzling Gleam and I can go for a close combat, actually. I don't even have to Wisp anymore since I forced a Tera on Dragonite. The only reason I didn't go for that close combat is because they didn't have to Tera Dragonite because E-Speed was still KOing my... Was it? I guess if it was Choice Band, it does. Yeah, I'm just going to close combat Dazzling Gleam here. They do extreme speed my Tauros now, but I got the damage I needed on the Dragonite, basically, breaking any multi-scale chance. But we confirm it's either Assault Vest on the Dragonite, which I think it probably is since it's not Choice Band. Sucker Punch, this shouldn't KO. Yep, as long as Flutter Mane's alive, it's perfectly acceptable here. Go for a Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, it's probably Assault Vest multi-scale, I want to say. I did very little damage. Okay, Sandy Shock's in. We should live one attack with the Sandy Shocks. We also have this booster energy to give us a power boost here to our attacks where we should be able to do like, I want to say we do at least like 35 to a Dragonite here. I'm going to Dazzling Gleam the Dragonite. I'm going to go for an Earth Power. Or should I sub? I don't think sub is worth it. Yeah, sub is not worth it. I guess I could have Thunderbolted too. I don't think it really changes that much. Yeah, I'm doing so much damage to Dragonite. I should KO with the Earth Power. Beautiful. Okay, really nice. It's actually funny because it really depended on who I thought was in the bag. It was Flutter Mane. Scizor would have been awful. It just got E-Speed Revenge KO'd every single time. So actually, it just ended up really working out. Although I think I could have played that end game. I could have tried to find a position where I could have had an even end game against the Dragonite or the Flutter Mane in the back. But yeah, I think I could have also played around the Volcarona a bit better. But able to come out on top, it looks like. Amoonguss, Arcanine, Great Tusk, Roaring Moon, Flutter Mane, Magnezone. Okay. This is definitely going to be a tougher one. They have Tailwind Speed Control, which I can also match, but it's a little bit strange right here. I would love Iron Bundle if I had one, but I don't have Iron Bundle in this. So Arcanine might be a thing I have to watch out for. There's quite a bit of dangerous things. I would like to go with the... Oh man, I'm trying to figure out. I like Flutter Mane in this matchup because do I like Flutter Mane? It can outspeed. Great Tusk is probably the big one. I want to bring Brute Net here because I can spore things. I don't know. It's kind of weak to a lot of things if I don't Tera it, and I don't know if it's a Terramon in this game. I do like Scizor a lot here. I think it's gonna be Sandy Shock's lead to pressure Arcanine lead. If it's day lead something like Arcanine Roaring Moon, I do want to pressure it. I guess maybe just have Flutter Mane lead here. And then Tauros in the back with Scizor. I don't really like Murkrow. Tailwind doesn't really help me. And Brute Net, I'm just not able to pressure the Amoonguss enough. So I feel like I have to bring the other Pokemon to help pressure Amoonguss. Amoonguss is a little bit tough because I just don't have safety goggles on the Tauros. I don't have Flare Blitz either, so I can't like obliterate in one shot. I kind of have to chip it. But I do expect like Arcanine lead with something. Arcanine lead plus the Roaring Moon. Yeah, this is something like I would have expected here. Perfect. Okay. Sandy Shocks is in, and Sandy Shocks is looking good. I go for Icy Wind here into Earth Power, I think, always, because I have a Focus Sash. I can play aggressive. If they want a Tailwind, they can't knock out either one of my Pokemon right here. So I feel very confident with just going for an Earth Power and an Icy Wind. Yeah, I think I really like the Icy Wind into Earth Power. So I'm going to Earth Power and Icy Wind. If they want to protect and Tailwind, that's fine too. I really don't mind this. Unless you're Tera Ground Roaring Moon, I'm completely okay with the situation. And I don't think it's Tera... Would I expect Tera Ground on this team? I don't think so. I'd expect just Tera Flying, but we'll see. They could Tera the Arcanine immediately, which I guess they do burn to Tera immediately, which is nice, but I don't think it's that bad. But we will see what they decide to go for. They do decide to Tera immediately. What are they tearing? Arcanine or I think Roaring Moon most likely. Just don't be ground. Okay. Yeah, it's flying. Okay, yeah, that's basically what I anticipated. Perfect. So Roaring Moon gonna Tailwind here and... Or Acrobatics, the Flutter Mane immediately, which also makes sense. So, beautiful. That's actually really good for me. They also did not protect their Arcanine. This is a Sandy Shocks, and you just gave me your Scizor answer. And again, Icy Wind off, so now I outspeed the... I do Ooh, Thunderbolt's looking really good too into the Roaring Moon. Hold up. Earth Power, goodbye. Oh, that lived? Snarl. Okay. So that's Assault Vest 100%, but you know what? That's not a bad trade-off still. That is absolutely not a bad trade-off here. I'm going out into Scizor here. Because I can Bullet Punch threaten the Arcanine, and it's Assault Vest, so it can't protect. There's no way you live that normally. Yeah, it has to be Assault Vest. Okay. I Bullet Punch here, and I think I sub. I do like to sub a lot with my thing. Yeah. I'm going to sub and Bullet Punch. The only Pokemon that's a problem is Great Tusk. Great Tusk is a little bit tricky now. I feel like you always protect the Roaring Moon because Roaring Moon, I don't think you would want to lose potentially. I don't think you want to lose the Roaring Moon here. I'm going to sub. Let's see if I'm right. He retreats that. Amoonguss? No, that's something. Yeah, Great Tusk. Okay, so I did get that read technically right. Wait, how did that live? I mean, this is still okay because I subbed with the Sandy Shocks. But really, how did that live? So sub is actually going to come in clutch here because now I can go for 2 Earth Powers into the... the Great Tusk. So I will Earth Power. I'm so shocked that that lived an Earth Power from Sandy Shocks, man. That's like a lot of Spadef. It has to be a lot of Spadef. Okay. I feel like Arcanine should always switch in. I want to call the switch here. I really do. I could also Tera here. Tera's not bad for me here. Actually, I like the Tera option. Yeah, I'm going to Tera here. I'm going to Tera and go for a Bullet Punch, I think. I'm going to Tera and pounce the Arcanine. Because if Arcanine goes for Flare Blitz, it gets redirected. If they go out into, let's say, the Roaring Moon, I get the Speed Drop, which I think is really nice here. And I think that's the case, right? Yeah, I could have read this with Thunderbolt and then just pounced the Great Tusk, but I don't mind because I like the damage on the Great Tusk, especially right here. Also, Bullet Punch Earth Power might be able to threaten the Great Tusk as well. So we'll Tera our Scizor here. Just so, in case it was a mid-ground, I don't think I needed my Tera for really anything in the matchup here. So Earth Power going to come out into the Great Tusk. This is Assault Vest? No, it's not Assault Vest. Okay, that's actually really nice. That is really good damage too. Earthquake. Okay, that's a little bit tougher. I wish I went for Bullet Punch now into the Great Tusk, but that's okay. Actually, no. It's a little bit weird, but it's still okay. Oh, it's Life Orb. Okay. Here comes a Pounce into the Roaring Moon. Okay. I mean, it's still kind of awkward, but I think it's okay. How much? I need Scizor to win. I don't think I need Sandy to win. So I think I go for a Thunderbolt here into the Roaring Moon. Or do I Earth Power? I feel like I Thunderbolt. I want a Thunderbolt here and I want to swap into the Tauros. Maybe this is not the right play. I'm trying to think because like the Great Tusk has Protect, right? So I'm a little bit worried about them protecting and maybe pivoting into Arcanine if I don't punish, or if they Tailwind here for some reason with the Roaring Moon. I think it's awful for me. I feel like you should be super threatened by Bullet Punch here though. So I don't know if you just sack Roaring Moon here. Also, if they do go for a attack with the Great Tusk, at least I put in Bullet Punch range. I denied Tailwind. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm pretty sure Bullet Punch would have just won me here, but all right. Roaring Moon eliminated. Okay. And then Earthquake again, I'd imagine. Yeah. The Tera should live. It has a high defense. Sandy won't live, but that does a bit more damage than I would have liked, but it's okay. Okay. Oh, I don't think the Arcanine's Extreme Speed. It has Snarl, Flare Blitz, most likely here. Arcanine going to come in. It just has Extreme Speed. That's a problem, but I don't think it should be Extreme Speed on this team. I really don't. I could Scalp, but I'm scared of Wisp. Like, it has a lot of Spit Def. It has to have a lot of Spit Def to live the Sandy Shock's Earth Power. From Booster Energy? I think I'm just going to try to Bullet Punch and go for a... it depends, because like if I Bullet Punch Arcanine Protect, I'm worried about how Headlong Rush KOing the Scizor, because it's a single target even with the Intimidate with Life Orb. That's still a really big threat. I think I just have to risk Arcanine and not having the E-Speed, but man, I think I could have got the knock on it on Great Tusk and the Roaring Moon. I know Great Tusk has really good defenses, but still. Okay, they protect that, so that's perfect. Okay. Bullet Punch. I guess if it's Flutter Mane in the back, I could still lose. Yeah, if it's Flutter Mane, actually Flutter Mane, yeah, that's a problem. Raging Bull. Okay. Is Flutter. I mean, I just have to pray it's not Sash then. Yeah, this is where the Tera Dragon did hurt me. I had a feeling that Arcanine was going to switch, but just in case, because they didn't have the best switch-ins. I should have committed more, I think. Let's Bullet Punch here, and let's go for a Raging Bull into the... I mean, it really just depends. Are you Sash or not? If you're not Sash, I do win. It's not Booster Energy, so I want to say it's Sash. Unless it's like a choice variant. My opponent Tera already, so that shouldn't matter. Here comes a Bullet Punch. Yeah, it's Sash. Okay. Okay. Wait. I just lived. Wait, no, that just lived. What? Sash didn't proc. What? There's no way Bullet Punch. That's a bulky Flutter Mane, I think. Unless I missed a Sash animation, because it looks like it's at 1 HP. Okay. Okay. I think there are a few things I could definitely done better. For sure, especially playing around the Great Tusk. All right, let's go over the games. Game 1, I had a rough start with the discharge paralysis, but it was decently likely with 2 discharges, and my opponent was able to boost their stats with the Surf and discharges. But Broopanette was able to get into a good position and slow down my opponent's momentum, buying me turns while Scizor cleaned up in the late game. Game 2 had a great knockout on the Kingambit for the first turn and was able to build up momentum from there. Looking back, I did struggle a lot against Flutter Mane in the end game if it was in the back, but best case scenario was Dragonite, which meant I should have tried maneuvering against the Volcarona better because I took so much Rocky Helmet chip damage. Game 3, I felt I had a great start and some really good calls, but Arcanine living the Earth Power was something I was not anticipating. Could have went maybe more aggressive since it was likely Arcanine would switch out there, so not going for the Terror of my Scizor too early because I made myself really weak to Flutter Mane, and maybe just going for a double Bullet Punch into Great Tusk instead of going for the Pounce into Roaring Moon since I made myself very weak to the Flutter Mane. But yes, it was likely Sash, and I just forgot that I was intimidated by the Arcanine on the same turn. Oh, how ironic that Scizor unfortunately was not able to slay the Flutter Mane here, especially with the Tera Dragon. But yeah, that was a mistake with the Tera. But overall, very fun team. Scizor, pretty decent. I like the Bullet Punch just threatening Flutter Mane because Flutter Mane does do quite a bit. Pounce is a pretty interesting technique here because being able to lower speed for my other Pokemon is actually pretty cool. There are a lot of scenarios that I think could be activated. But if you do want to try out the team, the rental code is on your screen. You can check out the creator and the details down below in the description. Of course, grab the rental code on the screen while it's available. And of course, you can check out the rest of my content here on YouTube for more high-level competitive VGC content.